Okay, so I've been thinking about this and my brain is just spinning in circles right now because the whole dynamic between Jocelyn, Carly, and Jason right now is just, it's a lot. Like, basically, I need to talk about this massive blowout between Joss and Carly because it's been bugging me all night. Actually, wait, let me back up. First, I should mention the sheer amount of grief and resentment they just unloaded on each other. It wasn't just a normal fight, you know, it was months, maybe even years if you really psychoanalyze it, of just pure, unadulterated frustration boiling over, and it left them both reeling, which makes sense, but what doesn't make sense is how they are handling the aftermath. Or maybe it does make sense, I don't know. I keep second-guessing myself about Jocelyn's motivations here. So Jocelyn is furious with her mother. Furious. And the feeling is completely mutual. But instead of, I don't know, processing it like a normal person, Jocelyn's immediate instinct is to run straight to Jason Morgan for solidarity. Which, okay, let's just pause and think about that for a second. Jason Morgan, the resident family moral compass? I mean, not exactly a traditional moral compass, but kind of. In their weird, insular, mob-adjacent universe, Jason is the guy you go to when you need to know what the right thing to do is, even if the right thing involves, you know, things that are highly illegal. But wait, what was I saying? Oh, right, Joss running to Jason. It's weird. Like, really weird. The whole thing is just weird. Is Jocelyn going to Jason because she's genuinely terrified of what Carly is doing with Valentin Cassadine? Or is she just tattling? Because it feels a bit like an immature play at retaliation. Like, mommy was mean to me, so I'm gonna go tell Uncle Jason so he'll yell at her. But then again, that doesn't explain why she's so specifically focused on the Valentin aspect of it all. Previews show her telling Jason that Carly has been conspiring with Valentin and literally hosting him in her home, and apparently, the look on Jason's face is an absolute doozy. And I just have to overthink Jason's face for a minute. Steve Burton is known for like microscopic facial expressions, right? Stone Cold doesn't exactly gasp and clutch his pearls, so if the look on his face is a doozy, we're talking about a seismic internal reaction. The betrayal he must feel. Wait. Actually, is it betrayal? Or is it just pure unfiltered panic because he knows how dangerous Valentin is? Or maybe it's both. It's probably both. Jason has spent his entire adult life protecting Carly from herself, and now she's sneaking around with Valentin Cassadine. But wait, I need to talk about Carly's side of this before I get too deep into Jason's reaction. Okay, so Carly. Carly. What is she doing? She is basically keeping Jason at arm's length, which hasn't made much sense to me until literally just now. I was sitting here thinking, why wouldn't she just tell Jason about her plotting with Valentin to take Jack Brennan down? Why keep the one guy who would literally take bullet for you in the dark? And then it hit me, she probably didn't want him to tell her she can't do that. Or worse, she knew he would try to stop her altogether. Carly is a control freak. I mean that in the most analytical way possible, but she was absolutely bent on sticking it to Jack Brennan, and in her mind, Valentin was the best man for the job. But wait, why Valentin? Why is Valentin the best man to take down Jack Brennan? I think it was episode 12 or 13, somewhere around there, where the whole Brennan dynamic really started getting complicated. Actually, probably doesn't matter what episode it was. But I noticed that Carly has this weird blind spot when she thinks she's protecting her kids. She wants to save her daughter, she wants to save Jocelyn from whatever fallout is coming, and for some twisted reason, she doesn't seem to think Jason can do that this time. Which is insane, right? Jason is literally the guy who saves everyone. But Carly has convinced herself that Valentin has the specific skill set, or maybe the specific lack of morals, to handle Brennan. And speaking of Brennan, this is where my brain just completely short-circuits. Jack Brennan is Jocelyn's boss. He also just happens to be Carly's boyfriend. Okay, I know I just said the opposite earlier. Wait, did I? No, I mean the whole chain of command thing is messing with my head. Jocelyn works for Jack. Jack is dating Carly. Carly is conspiring with Valentin to take down Jack. Jocelyn catches Carly with Valentin. Jocelyn is mad at Carly. So Jocelyn's logical next step should be to report this to her boss, right? Like if you are a professional and you see someone conspiring against your boss, you tell your boss, especially if that someone is hosting Valentin Cassadine. But obviously Jocelyn needs time to calm down before she can possibly report anything back to Jack. If she's even going to do that at all. And this is the rabbit hole I keep falling down. Will Joss spill the beans to Jack? Let's really think about this. I can't see Joss telling Jack that Valentin was at Carly's place. I just can't. Because if she does that, she blows up her mother's relationship with him. And yeah, she's furious with Carly right now. They just screamed at each other and unloaded all this grief. Jocelyn would probably enjoy watching Jack rake Carly over the coals. There's a petty vindictive part of Jocelyn which she totally gets from Carly, by the way. The irony is just staggering, that would love to see Carly face the consequences of her own actions. But then again, that doesn't explain why she's hesitating. If she wanted maximum damage, she would go straight to Jack. But she goes to Jason first. Why? Because going to Jason is safe. Jason will get mad. Jason will lecture Carly. Jason might even scuffle with Carly over this, but Jason will never, ever blow up Carly's life in a way that gets her killed or thrown in prison. Jason contains the blast. If Jocelyn goes to Jack Brennan, she loses control of the blast radius. And actually, now that I'm typing this, there's another massive logistical problem for Jocelyn. If she tells Jack, she would have to explain to him why she let Valentin get away. Like, hey boss, just wanted to let you know, the guy we are looking for was chilling in my mom's living room. But I gave my mom a 2-4 hour head start to ditch him instead of bringing him in. Yeah, that's not gonna fly. How do you explain that to Jack Brennan? You can't... Jocelyn would be implicating herself. She gave Carly a day to get rid of Valentin. That makes Jocelyn an accessory after the fact, or at least guilty of insubordination. I mean, I'm using analysis words here, but basically she'd be totally screwed. So she's trapped. Jocelyn is completely trapped by her own lingering loyalty to her mother. It's starting to look like Joss is choosing Team Carly already, even if she doesn't know it. She thinks she's rebelling. She thinks she's holding her mom accountable by running to Jason to tattle. But by choosing Jason instead of Jack, she's actually protecting Carly. She's keeping it in the family. It's weird. Like, really weird. The subconscious psychology of it all. Jocelyn screams at Carly, tells her how awful she is, but when the chips are down, she still operates by the unspoken family code. You don't rat to the outside world. Jack Brennan, despite being Carly's boyfriend and Jocelyn's boss, is the outside world. Jason is inside. But let's go back to Carly and Valentin for a second, because I am not done overthinking that. Carly seems like she's about to give in to the finer things in life and seek some unspoken comfort from Valentin. What does that even mean, unspoken comfort? It's like she's so exhausted from fighting with Jocelyn, so exhausted from keeping secrets from Jason, that Valentin just becomes this easy escape. Valentin doesn't judge her for being manipulative, because Valentin is the king of manipulation. With Jason, Carly always has to justify her bad behavior. Jason holds her to this weird standard, which again is hilarious considering he's a hitman, but whatever. Jason expects Carly to at least try to be rational. Valentin doesn't care if Carly is rational. Valentin probably loves it when Carly is being ruthless and reckless, so she seeks comfort in him. But by doing that, she's pushing Jason away right when she probably needs him the most. Because if Jack Brennan finds out what she's doing, oh man, Carly might have to scuffle with Jason over this. But will she also have it out with Jack? She is a self-sabotage machine. I just keep picturing that scene with Jason. Jocelyn walks in all huffy and self-righteous. Uncle Jason, you won't believe what Mom is doing. And Jason just standing there in his black t-shirt processing the fact that Carly is hosting Valentin. Valentin Cassadine. The guy who has caused so much destruction, and Carly didn't tell him. She kept him at arm's length. Why do they do this to each other? I swear I stay up way too late thinking about these character motivations, and it just gives me a headache. Like, Carly is doing all this to take down Jack Brennan and save Jocelyn. But by doing it, she's alienating Jocelyn, betraying Jason, and sleeping with the enemy. It's a perfect circle of dysfunction. And Jocelyn. I mean, I kind of feel bad for her. But also, I know I just said she's choosing Team Carly, but hear me out. What if she actually does want to tell Jack, but she's just scared of Jack? No, wait. That doesn't fit her character. Jocelyn isn't scared of anyone. She stood up to Sunny, she stood up to everyone. So it has to be about protecting Carly. Even when she hates Carly, she loves her. It's that toxic mother-daughter bond. They unload months of grief on each other, they leave each other reeling, but at the end of the day, Jocelyn isn't going to hand her mother over to the wolves. Or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm giving Jocelyn too much credit. Maybe she's just overwhelmed and went to Jason because she couldn't think of anything else to do. Sometimes I analyze these things and I'm like, yes, this is a deep psychological choice. And then the next day I'm like, actually, the writers probably just needed an excuse to put Steve Burton in a scene. You know, you kind of have to second guess everything. But the Brennan aspect is what really fascinates me. Carly plotting with Valentin to take down Jack Brennan. Jack, who is her boyfriend, it's such a massive betrayal. And she's keeping Jason away so he won't stop her. Because Jason would stop her. Jason would look at the board, see all the moving pieces, and tell Carly that trusting Valentin to take down Jack Brennan is like trusting a shark to protect you from a bear. It's just a terrible, terrible idea. And Carly knows it's a terrible idea. That's the thing. That's what's bugging me. Carly isn't stupid. She knows Valentin is a snake. But she's so desperate to stick it to Jack and so desperate to save Jocelyn that she's willing to risk it. And she's seeking comfort from Valentin in the process, which is just, it's messy. It's so messy. Anyway, the point is, wait, what? Was the point? Oh, right, Jocelyn telling Jason instead of Jack. It's the ultimate proof that despite everything, the family dynamics haven't changed. Jocelyn is furious, Carly is reckless, Jason is the reluctant cleanup crew, and the actual authorities are kept completely in the dark. I just can't wait to see Jason's reaction. That doozy of a look. It's going to be everything. Because once Jason knows the clock starts ticking, he's going to confront Carly. He's going to go after Valentin. And Carly is going to be caught right in the middle, probably still trying to convince everyone that she has it all under control. Which she doesn't. She never does.